All right. So I wrote a poem. I was having this sort of weird, I don't know what you call it, these things that birds lately. Birds in death. Oh, Ellen came. Great. Oh, she has trouble with her computer though. Anyway, I already wrote flies. I already wrote a poem about the poor bird in the church that killed himself. I told you about the little sparrow that died in my yard. And then the other day I saw a movie about an, an owl in New York. It became quite a legend because he escaped from the zoo and lived for like a year out in the city. I used to come to. I guess Ellen can't get in. All right. Well, let me read my
Get your
poem.
glasses.
My glasses, you're right. Which are dirty. Oh no, I hate it when my stupid phone decides to reorganize my my pictures. Just stay away, people. Where is it? Actually, I think I can do it on the computer. See if this works. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I can actually read it off the computer. Where is it?
I like it so far.
You hear my fingernails on my computer. It must be an easier way to get to what you want, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, here it is. Of course, this is pretty rough drafty, and numbered as usual. Walking through my yard, I see a gold-crowned sparrow beating its wings on the ground. Thinking maybe it's a fledgling fallen from a nest, I try to put it in a box before the cats get it. It seems to be trapped by something. I take it to the wildlife rescue. They say it got caught in old weed barrier cloth. They euthanized it, saying it was too injured. I feel guilty, but how could I know? Lord, forgive us as the innocent gets entangled in our thoughtlessness. Number two, in New York City, an owl escapes from a zoo. All its 13 years spent in a tiny enclosure. Not knowing anything about the big world, it is presumed doomed unless caught. But it escapes capture and learns to hunt. He becomes a media sensation, surviving in the urban jungle. But in a year, he dies from eating a poisoned rat. People cried he was a hero to them, a symbol of hope. Another innocent victim. Lord, forgive us our thoughtlessness. Number three, the other day I made a mistake on a tax form. How could I be so stupid, I told myself. And for a while my whole worth as a person seemed gone, entangled in a soulless bureaucracy. Lord, forgive us as we value accuracy in a world filled with mistakes and failures. Number four, My heart feels heavy, forgiveness undeserved. Then I see a Towie feeding its baby, regurgitating life from its beak to its baby's beak. Then I see it. Forgiveness only is received if there is love. In thought alone, the world is existential. But with love, the poetry of life is filled with some mysterious meaning.
I like that.
Yeah, it definitely needs work, but it's got bare bones of something there.
Okay.
I thought it was awesome.
Oh, thank you, Alan. You got back on. Oh, Patrick is trying to get back in too. Hey, Patrick, you got back in. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm in a sort of a. Well, this poem is more of a polemic. I don't usually write that way, but here goes. Artists. My old cat lies in the sun a while, then the shade. He can do this all day long. He doesn't care what people think. He doesn't know what shame is. I'm a little like him now that I'm old. It's not that I don't care. In fact, once in a while, I still show my old yellow teeth. Like when I see artists or writers trying to be liked, to make comfortable money, I say shame. The true artist pisses people off, or at least confuses them. The safe and comfortable should be bravely avoided. The duty of art is to show us another possibility, a fresh new place not full of garbage and decaying ideas. And lest I be misunderstood, it's not always some austere place artists should show us, but sometimes it is a beautiful place, a place in contrast to the common appetite for the crass and vulgar. So artists and writers, do not let your vision rot in a chrysalis of timidity. Now I'm going to take a nap and perchance dream of a new and vital world courageously envisioned. I remember when I was writing novels, I would hire editors to help me, and they would always like try to say, "Oh, that's not commercial, and make it more commercial. People like it." And I thought, God, what if they said that to William Faulkner
Yeah.
or Hemingway or anybody else? But anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Now I should get off my soapbox. Oh, I didn't see your first. Ellen, what was your first thing you said there, Ellen? Something about Goethe? Where is the chat box? There's the chat box. Oh, Ellen says, as soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. And that's Goethe. Okay. Well, let's see. Read one more of mine. Perspective. Today, the surf has scrubbed the beach clean. There are only a few pieces of large driftwood high up in the dunes. I'm leaning against one of them, butt conforming to sand, letting sand fall through my fingers. Water is greenish, full of microscopic life. Waves breaking in white froth, air mixing with water. Horizon slightly curved, telling us Earth is round. It took us a long time to understand that. Our senses told us that was impossible. How could the Earth be round and spinning? We would be thrown off into space. I touch my leg. It feels solid, yet science tells us we are actually only space. Yet I only have these eyes to see with. As a poet, I'm used to trying to see things beyond the rational, out beyond the horizon, out where not only air and water mix, but where they tumble about with consciousness. Prose says God is great. Poetry says God is a loose bulk is a loose bulk kelp rolling about in the surf. Touching my leg again, I feel my whole body, even though I can't touch my body everywhere at once. It's an inner eye that opens, the eye they don't teach you about in school. Watching the waves with this eye, I'm in the picture too. This perspective changes everything. I know the water is alive, and so am I.
Okay. Why do you actually can't touch your body all over, but you feel it right?
I can't quite hear you, Glenn. Is that Glenda? Let me
I
see if I
said,
can.
I like that the analogy where you said you can feel your body, but you can't touch all of your body.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I think it's time for Glenda's poem of the week.
This
Okay,
poem it was inspired when you said it. Mary Oliver said
what was
her
that?
life. Remember when you said last week that Mary Oliver said her life was saved by uh, nature and dead poets?
Oh, yeah, you put that in here. I see.
Yeah, that's where it came.
All right, so it's titled A Mother's Oddest Child. When I first read this, I thought it said oldest child, but oddest child. Mary
I'm the
wrote,
oldest child.
well, then you are the oldest too. um, I'm a youngest child myself. Mary wrote her life was saved by nature and dead poets. Mine was saved by trees and books. My mother's oddest child, who dreamt and wrote and read and drew the sunsets in her mind, often found in a chair in the grass, a book open on her lap. I don't recall the words I read beneath that maple tree. I only know each word I saw still lives inside of me. And when I search for what to tell my pen to scribble down, I know my mind will shuffle through and remember what I'd kept. Whirling lazily to be plucked and placed upon the page for me. Whirling lazily to be plucked and placed upon the page for me. How strange to be a little girl that no one understood. A mother's child who marveled at the world within her books. With no one she could share her finds. For no one else was she. So I lived inside my mind and found solace in the words of authors dead and living still that claimed a mother's oddest child. Well, while you were like sitting under a tree with your books, I was roaming around the wilds of Mount Tamalpais by myself. Okay, let's see. Time to time to read a few other poems. This is by a Polish author, Anna Sweer. It's called A Double Rapture. Because there is no me, and because I feel how much there is no me. Like a little haiku. Here's one by Gary Schneider. Mid-August at Sourdough Mountain Lookout. Down valley of smoke haze, 3 days heat after 5 days rain. Pitch glows on the fir cones, across rocks and meadows, swarms of new flies. I cannot remember things I once read. A few friends, but they are in the cities, drinking cold snow water from a tin cup, looking down for miles through high, still air. Well, there's another poet that spent some time by himself out in nature. I think that's probably a common trait of poets. Here's a little Walt Whitman. I stand and look. I stand and look in the dark under a cloud, but I see in the distance where the sun shines. I see the thin haze and the tall white steeples of the city. I see the glistening of the waters in the distance. Here's one by a Japanese person, Ryokan. Nothing satisfies some appetites, but wild plants ease my hunger. Free of untoward desires, all things bring me pleasure. Tattered robes, warm frozen bones, I wander with deer for companions. I sing to myself like a crazy man, and children sing along. Here's a little one by another Japanese author. Children imitating cormorants are even more wonderful than cormorants.
John, who was that?
That was Kobayashi Issa.
Issa, that's what I thought.
You know.
Yeah, I know him. And Ryokan. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's one by Chong Shui, who I think is Chinese from way back when, 369, called The Joy of Fishes. Chong Sui and Hui Chui were crossing Huao River by the dam. Chong said, "See how free the fishes leap and dart. That is their happiness." Hui replied, "Since you are not a fish, how do you know what makes fishes happy?" Chuang said, "Since you are not I, how can you possibly know that I do not know what makes fishes happy?" Hui argued, "If I, not being you, cannot know what you know, it follows that you, not being a fish, cannot know what they know." Chuang said, "Wait a minute. Let us get back to the original question. What you asked me was, how do you know what makes fishes happy? From the terms of your question, you evidently know. I know what makes fishes happy. I know the joy of fishes in the river, though my own joy as I go walking. Oh, through my own joy as I go walking along the same river." Here's one by Pablo Neruda. Horses. From the window I saw the horses. I was in Berlin in winter. The light was without light, the sky skyless, the air white like a moistened loaf. From my window I could see a deserted arena a circle bitten out by the teeth of winter. All at once, led by a single man, 10 horses were stepping into the snow. Scarcely had they rippled into existence like flame than they filled the whole world of my eyes. Empty till now, faultless, flaming, they stepped like 10 gods on broad, clean hooves, their manes recalling a dream of salt spray. Their rumps were globes, were oranges. Their color was amber and honey was on fire. Their necks were towers carved from the stone of pride, and in their furious eyes sheer energy showed itself a prisoner inside them. And there in the silence at the midpoint of the day, in a dirty, disgruntled winter, the horse's intense presence was blood, was rhythm, was the beckoning light of all being. I saw, and seeing, I came to life. There was the unwitting fountain, the dance of gold, the sky and the fire that sprang to life in beautiful things. I have obliterated that gloomy Berlin winter. I shall not forget the light from those horses. No one can do images like Neruda. Huh? Ellen, is that you're saying phew to the Neruda? Here's another one about a horse by Jack Gilbert. I don't know Jack Gilbert. Horses that went at midnight without a moon. Our heart wanders in the dark woods. Our dream rustles in the castle of doubt. But there is music in us. Hope is pushed down, but the angel flies up again, taking us with her. The summer mornings begin inch by inch while we sleep and walk with us later as a long-legged beauty through the dirty streets. It is no surprise that danger and suffering surrounds us. What astonishes is the singing. We know the horses are there in the dark meadow because we can smell them, can hear them breathing. Our spirit persists like a man struggling through the frozen valley, who suddenly smells flowers and realizes the snow is melting out of sight on top of the mountain, knows that spring has begun. Oh, well, Ellen, here is another Kobayashi Issa. Under cherry trees, there are no strangers. And let's see, I'll read a Thomas Trenstrumer. Face to face. In February, living stood still. The birds flew unwillingly, and the soul chafed against the landscape as a boat chafes against the pier it lies moored to. The trees stood with their backs turned to me. The deep snow was measured with dead straws. The footprints grew old out of the crust under a tarpaulin. Language pined. One day something came to the window. Work was dropped. I looked up. The colors flared. Everything turned around. The earth and I sprang toward each other. Wow. What was that?
Did you say earth and I, the earth and I, sprang together?
Yes. Well, I kind of lost my place. Let's see. The earth and I sprang toward each other. I should have said that line better than I did. The earth and I sprang toward each other.
That means he fell down.
Maybe. You said the colors flared. I wonder if that's that, what's that, Aurora Borealis up there? Because he lived in Sweden. I like Transdrumer. Well, it's getting kind of towards Mary time here. Oh, and here's my favorite Mary poem of all time. Seven white butterflies. Seven white butterflies, delicate in a hurry. Look how they bang the pages of their wings as they fly to the fields of mustard yellow and orange and plain gold. All eternity is in the moment. This is what Blake said. Whitman said, such wisdom in the agitated motions of this mind, seven dancers floating, even as worms towards paradise. See how they banter and rise and riot to the trees, flutter, lob their white bodies into the invisible wind, weightless, lacy, willing to deliver themselves unto the universe. Now each settles down on a yellow thumb, on a brassy stem. Now all seven are rapidly sipping from the golden towers. Who would have thought it could be so easy? You know, I always find Mary a little hard to read because it just kind of, it's like one big long sentence. And then in the movie they made about her, she actually said that. She writes it like one big long sentence. She said why, but I can't remember now why she said that. Or why she does that.
Mm.
It leaves you sort of breathless when you're trying to read it, though.
What movie was she? What
Huh?
was it?
What was that?
What movie? What movie was
They
about
made a
Mary?
movie about Mary Oliver. It's uh it's in some theaters. I don't know if it's going to go to the major theaters. It's in a little art house theater here over in San Rafael.
What's it called?
Oh God. I don't remember the name of it. It's not,
Hmm.
it doesn't have her name in the title.
Huh.
But probably you could just Google Mary Oliver movie and it would come up. Oh, actually, Brenda, it's in El Cerrito now. I mean, not El Cerrito, in at the Elmwood.
It's called Mary Oliver, Saved by the Beauty of the World. It
Oh,
does have it does have her name in it.
oh, her title isn't it? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
I did notice when I was looking at the credits that it seems to be made by PBS, so I'm sure it's going to end up on TV someday.
Huh.
Yeah, it was quite a treat to see that movie.
So it was actually her in the movie.
Oh yeah, well lots of well there are people talking about her and her talking about it's a documentary obviously. So
Okay, okay. Huh.
hey Ellen, I like your little poem, but I don't know that you like me to read your poetry. So if you want, I can read it, but you'll have to tell me.
Oh, I didn't put it there to be read. You can do whatever you like. But I'm synchronistically inclined, so I had been observing white butterflies in the last few days.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
that's why I put it there. That's the
Okay.
reason.
Okay. Well, if you want me to read it, I will. But here's another Mary, Black Oaks. Okay, not one can write a symphony or a dictionary, or even a letter to an old friend full of remembrance and comfort. Not one can manage a single sound, though the blue jays carp and whistle all day in the branches without the push of the wind. But to tell the truth, after a while I'm pale with longing for their thick bodies ruckled with lichen. You can't keep me from the woods, from the tonnage of their shoulders and their shining green hair. Today is a day like any other, 24 hours, a little sunshine, a little rain. Listen, says Ambition, nervously shifting her weight from one boot to another. Why don't you get going? For there I am in the mossy shadows under the trees. And to tell the truth, I don't want to let go of my wrists of idleness. I don't want to sell my life for money. I don't even want to come in out of the rain. I must say, sometimes I feel like that. There's dishes in the sink to be done, and I think, well, I could do that, or I could write a poem. Or I could walk through the woods. Well, I think I got time for one more little poem. Well, how about another one for little dog poems? The dog has run off again, and I should start shouting his name and clapping my hands. But it has been raining all night, and the narrow creek is risen, is a tawny turbulence, is rushing along over the mossy stones, is surging forward with a sweet, loopy music. And therefore I don't want to entangle it with my own voice, calling, summoning my little dog to hurry back. Look, the sunlight and the shadows are chasing each other. Listen how the wind swirls and leaps and dives up and down. Who am I to summon his hard and happy body, his 4 white feet that love to wheel and pedal through the dark leaves, to come back to walk by my side, obedient. Okay, guys, I think that's all the time we got.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Yeah,
Thanks, John. Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah, likewise.
me too, Joey. You know, it's nice
Thank you
to.
so much. It's a bliss.
Thank you, Ellen, for coming.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye, John.
Bye. Bye, Patrick.
Good night. Thank you, John.
Ah, thank you for coming. All right, I'm going to end this. See y'all next week.